Hello, this is a video showing you how to run a three-dimensional carving toolpath on the CNC router. There are lots of ways you can design three-dimensional objects in Fusion. I'll show you some quick examples of those, and then I'll show you how to cut out this one example here. So the first one is to design a shape using the techniques you already know. So here's an easy way to do that. If you're going to start a sketch on a vertical plane and draw a shape that has some sort of curvature to it, and then make it a flat bottom here, this would be a really easy way to create a three-dimensional shape on the CNC router. Now, this distance from top to bottom would want to be less than 1.5 inches in order to use the bit we currently got on the machine, but it's possible to do bigger ones with some additional work. So that's one example. Another example is using this create form method here. It's a little bit trickier, but it really has a lot more sort of methods, or a lot more possibilities. So if you start from a box, a box in this create form menu here, you can change the amount of sort of control points that you have and make a shape like this, and we need a flat bottom on this, or to cut it in half and machine it out of two shapes. So I'm going to show you both options real quick. If I get this thing and then I adjust it and I do something, I can also create some symmetry across this so that if I do something to one side, the same thing happens to the other side. So if I do this, you'll see I get that symmetry on both sides. And I can also sort of adjust this shape like that to something that I want. If I wanted to build this with the curve on the bottom, I'd have to slice it in half and take apart the two shapes. If I want to just make it the way that it is, I can crease the bottom edge of this thing to make it flat at the bottom, like so. And then I have a shape that's pretty machinable from one side, like that. Alright, so that's a little bit on how to make shapes. There's a lot more to that I'm not going to go into. Let's go back to the example about how to actually get the machine working. So here I just got a sphere inside of a block. I've created two bodies here. One is my model. This is what I actually want to make. Let's see. Rename. Why is it not? Oh yeah, I got to go back to design, and I'm going to rename this one here as the model that I want. I'm going to rename this as my stock that I want to cut it out of. So I've got two things, a body and a stock, and I can change my stock to make it see-through by right-clicking on it and going to my opacity control and changing how see-through it is inside there. Once I have the stock and the piece modeled, I can switch from design to manufacture to build this thing. So I've created a setup first. I'll show you another example of that by going to Setup, New Setup. And I need to orient my Z-axis upwards using the not pointy end of the arrow and click on the vertical line. Then I'm going to move this to a bottom corner, like so, with the X-axis running in the long direction. If I need to reorient that, I can also reorient my X-axis. Once that's in the right spot, I just need to select the model I'm cutting out and the stock that I'm cutting it out of, which should be from solid, and I want to select it out of my browser over here as the solid. Alright, now I've got that set up. All I need to do is import my toolpath, which is called a 3D adaptive toolpath. I can get that from right-clicking on my setup, create template, and then you'll have to select the template that you download, but it's called 3D adaptive. So in select template, you'll go in here to local and import. Local and import the template that you want to use. After that's in there, I can then use it multiple times, create from template and 3D adaptive toolpath. Working with a 3D toolpath, you select the material you're cutting a little bit differently. In a way, it's almost easier. You're going to right-click and edit on here, but it's a little bit, the language is a little complicated. Your machining boundary is like the rules, the lines that your machine cannot cross. In this case, I can set it to either the stock contours to do this whole area, or I can set it to a silhouette of my existing thing and flatten this out all the way to the outsides of what it is. Your tool usually wants to be outside the boundary, and I usually don't use stock contours as long as I've designed this. You need to take away rest machining, and everything else in here should be done for you. When you click OK, as long as you've designed everything correctly, it should cut out. Be aware that your hole thickness needs to be less than 1.5 inches, or else this is not going to work. You can see how much detail I've got on this, which is not very much, so that it cuts out really quickly. To tell how long it takes to cut out, you can right-click on that toolpath, simulate it, and then click on statistics to see that this takes only 1 minute and 9 seconds to cut out this really small thing. All right, I hope that helps. Let me know if you need any help making that work.